So I wanted to make an objective review about PopOnVeneers, my experience with them, and whether or not they were worth the money. They're a good company to work with. I've had these for about almost a year now. I do have them on. I will take them off and show you what my actual teeth look like. How the whole process works, you go online, you send them some photos, answer a few questions, and see that if you're a candidate for the veneers. They'll let you know if you are. You'll pay and they'll send you a molding kit in the mail. It comes with some molding putty and some mouth guards. Make sure you watch some videos on that so that you understand completely how to do the molding process. I think that's the biggest problem that most people have with getting rejected, is that they do the molds incorrectly. So just make sure you watch some videos. I think you could even contact their customer service if you're not fully understanding how to do it. Follow that to the letter so that your molds get accepted. Once you send them off, they'll let you know that the molds are accepted. They'll make the teeth. I think it took about 4 weeks to get them back. They come back in a box like this. The box comes with some different pamphlets, cleaning tablets, toothbrush. You get a case that looks like this to put your veneers in when you're not wearing them. And of course you get the veneers. I will say that the first set that I got, they did not fit correctly, nor did they look very good in my opinion. They did not go all the way up to the gum line. As you can see, these fit all the way over my gum line. The first set, it was showing part of my real teeth, which was kind of an issue for me because these are not super cheap. I'm gonna go ahead and take them off so you can see what my original teeth look like. That's top. And that's bottom. They just pop right out. My own teeth are not that bad, but I do have a discolored tooth right in the front where I had a root canal. So that leaves you a little bit self-conscious if you have teeth that are different colors. I looked into having veneers done, but you're looking at about $4,000 to $5,000 a tooth, or maybe more. So for me, this was a good option for if I was taking pictures, just for everyday wear. I don't wear them every single day if I'm just around the house or just running to the store or something, but I do put them in for special occasions if I know I'm going to be taking a lot of pictures, and they do look really nice. When you get the veneers back, they also send you a mold of your teeth. It kind of explains how they actually make these. So after you do the impressions of your teeth, they make a mold of your actual teeth. And then what they do is they lay a plastic resin material down on top of these molds and almost like shrink wrap the plastic on top to form the mold. So these are actually a set of my veneers, because I have several sets on top of this mold, so you can see how they fit. Let me take this off. So there's the mold. This is what the veneer looks like. And as you can see, it fits. They use this mold to create the veneer on top of your teeth. They look pretty good. I will say that if you get very close to my teeth, you're probably going to tell that you have something plastic on. I mean, maybe not. I typically do not wear both teeth because I do find that your speech is a little bit more difficult if you're wearing both sets. Some people say they don't have a problem with it. I feel like I have more of a problem speaking if I have both of them on, but I don't have a lot of lower tooth show, even when I smile really big. So it's not an issue for me not to wear the bottom one. I mean, I typically do not smile that big anyways. So even if I'm not wearing the lower set, it still looks fine to me. But if you have a lot of tooth show, you probably are gonna wear both sets all the time. I'm very happy with these. The customer service was very good with PopOnVeneers. Even the remakes, they did take into consideration some of my suggestions. I will say it is a little bit limited what they can do as far as making corrections to the teeth. If you're expecting them to look exactly like real veneers, you might be a little disappointed because all they're really doing is taking a mold of your teeth and laying down a plastic resin and shrink wrapping that onto that. So if you have very crooked teeth or maybe a bunch of missing teeth, these are not going to come back looking perfect. They're going to look similar to the teeth you already have, just wider and brighter. I think a lot of people are disappointed when they get these. They assume that it's going to give them perfect set of teeth, but it's still going to look very similar to the teeth you already have, maybe just a little bit straighter and a little bit brighter. But I'll get closer so you can see. Not bad, but I feel like if you get very close to the teeth, you can tell they're not as defined as I would like for them to be, but they look okay. As you can see in this video, they actually look like perfect straight veneers. I recommend these, especially if maybe if you're missing a tooth or if you have discolored teeth. That way you don't have to throw down a lot of money for dental work. But do make sure that if you have dental problems that you get your teeth addressed before just buying these, because that's only going to create more dental problems. If you have cavities or need a root canal or something of that nature, I wouldn't try to get these to resolve those issues. You really need to make sure that your teeth and gums are in very good health before getting these and wearing these. I will say that other people do eat with these on. I have before, very soft food, but I wouldn't recommend that because, again, they're just plastic. So I have noticed the sets that I have eaten food with them on, you can feel where it's worn down the plastic material. So I don't feel like these would last very long if you continue to eat food with them. Typically, if I know that I'm going to be eating, I'll make sure I have, a case with me similar to this. I'll go to the bathroom. If it's a restaurant, I'll pop them out, put them in the case, eat, excuse myself, go put them back on. It's not a big deal, but that's something that you have to consider if you do dine out a lot, or if you're going to be around people that you might be worried about removing your veneers and them seeing what your natural teeth look like. I've never had anyone say that my teeth look fake or they look plastic, but I have had close friends ask if I'm wearing a retainer because it does look a little bit different than your natural teeth. And sometimes if you are wearing both of them, you will speak a little bit differently. So people that are very close to you might notice. I hope this review helps make a decision. They're a great company to work with. For the price, I think they're a good deal, but I think you have to be very realistic about what you're getting with these because it is just a piece of plastic after all. So that you're not disappointed, that you understand what you're actually getting. I hope this review helps, and I'll be glad to answer any questions.